Before continuing on with the Go Math practice book, what I want to do is take a little bit of time to review multi-digit multiplication. Multi-digit multiplication is when you have more than one digit and we're multiplying. So let's take the number 3,527 and let's multiply it by the number 69. Here we're just going to be using a standard algorithm. Now I'm going to be using two different colors to model this just to help you see where the numbers are coming from, but feel free to just use a pencil if you like. Now when we see this, we're going to start at the bottom right and in the ones digits. So we're going to start with the 9. And what we're going to do is we're going to multiply everything on top by 9, starting at the ones place, continuing to the tens, hundreds, and thousands, and regrouping when necessary. And again, this is just the standard algorithm. If you don't know your nines, in our last video we just created a cheat sheet which will help us. And so, like I said, we can use this a lot for multiplication and division. My cheat sheet is split into 2 pages, where 2 through 7 is on the first sheet and 8 and 9 are on the next. So we're going to look at the nines, and we're going to start by multiplying. And the reason why we're looking at the nines instead of the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is because, as I said, we're going to start at the bottom right. And since that number is 9, we're going to use the nines. And we're going to multiply everything by the top, starting with the ones place. So the first one we're going to do is 9 times 7. When we do 9 times 7, we can look here and see that the answer is 63. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 7 is 63. Now the placement of the numbers is very imperative. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the 63 like this, where the 3 goes underneath the 2 numbers we just multiplied. That's the ones place, and the 6 is regrouped to the tens place, because remember this is 63, so that 60 is going to go on top of our 20s value, our tens value, 63. 63. Now what we're going to do is 9 times 2. If you need help, you could look at the cheat sheet. 9 times 2 is 18. So we did 9 times the next number, which is 2. 9 times 2 is 18. And what we're going to do with the 6 floating on top is we're going to add 6 to the answer, 18. So 9 times 2 is 18, plus 6, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So our answer is going to be 24. And again, we're going to regroup the tens on top of the next number we're going to multiply. So the number that we want to write out is 9 times 2 is 18, plus 6 is 24. We want to write out 24. We're going to put the 2 on top of the next number we're going to multiply, which is the 5, because you can see it's not underlined yet. So 24. We got this 24 by doing 9 times 2 is 18, plus 6 is 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. 24. The 2 is regrouped on top of the hundreds this time because that's the next number we're going to multiply, and the 4 is down here. Now we're going to do 9 times 5. And what I like to do is I like to underline the numbers just so I know where I'm going and just to make sure I didn't forget anything. So now we're doing 9 times 5. 9 times 5 is 45. And we're going to add the 2. So 9 times 5 is 45. 46, 47. We're adding 2 because of the small 2 on top. For 47, we're going to regroup. 47. Where the 4 goes on top of the next number we're going to multiply. And you can see here, it's going to be the 3. And the 7, the 1s is down here. 47. Now we're going to do 9 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. You could look over here. 9 times 3 is 27. And then we're going to add the 4. So 9 times 3 is 27, plus 4, 28, 29, 30, 31. And here you can see that there's no more numbers to multiply, so we're going to put the 31 down here. 31. At this stage, I'm going to cross out all of my numbers that I already multiplied on top by because we don't need them anymore. And we're going to do our next digit. I will tell you that when I'm working with a lot of you guys, I see that you guys are very good at doing it, doing the nines correctly. But what trips you up is what to do when you get to that tens value. So let's just make sure that you know the process and you know where everything goes. What I love about what some of you guys do, you also already put ones, tens, hundreds, and you already put a comma here. So you already know it's 31,743. And I'm going to, use that trick when you guys are doing it because I like that you guys do that. For the next one, I'm going to use a different color just so you could see where everything's coming from. Again, you can use the same color if you like. We're going to multiply everything by the 6 now. So we're done with the 9. We're not worried about the 9. But since this is not really a 6, it's 69, so therefore it's in the tens place. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a placeholder 0 here. And I'm going to mark this placeholder 0 by putting an X there, which means that when we add these two lines up, because remember, we're multiplying by two numbers, so we're going to have two rows. We're adding 3 plus 0, and then we're going straight to the 40s, the 4 plus whatever. Keep in mind that this is 69, so therefore this placeholder is already at a 0 here. So you're going to do 3 plus 0 and then the next number. The second thing I want to say is second number, second row. Look at how we're starting a new row. We're putting a placeholder 0, starting a new row, and we're going to multiply everything by 6, just like we did with the 9. The numbers get shifted just a little, but the process is the same. So the first thing we're going to do is 6 times 7. And now, instead of doing underline, I like to put arrows. So this is like an arrow. We're going to do 6 times 7. And so here, our 8s and 9s won't help us. I'm going to have to take my cheat sheet that has the 6s on it. And if you don't know what 6 times 7 is, you can look at your cheat sheet. 6 times 7 is 42. Now watch very carefully as where I'm putting, in terms of where I'm putting the number. So we want the number 42. The 4 is going to regroup on top of the next number you're going to multiply. So since we already multiplied by the 7, we're going to multiply by the 2 next. We're going to put the 4 here. And the 2 is going to go underneath the 6, underneath the 4. It's going to line up right here. 42. 6 times 7 is 42. Keep in mind that we already have a placeholder 0 here. So this is 42. Now we're going to continue everything else, making sure that our numbers kind of line up so it's easier when we add. The next one we're going to do is 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 4. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So since our number is 16, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the 16, the 10s, on top of the next number we're going to multiply, which is this 5. And the number 16. 1 goes there, the 6 goes there. 16. See that? Then now we're going to move on to the next one. 6 times 5. 6 times 5 equals 30. So 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. And watch what I'm going to do here. The 31, the 3 goes on top of the next number we're going to multiply, which is this 3. 30. And then the 1 goes under our next digit, 31. 31. 31. Last but not least, we're going to do 6 times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. And we're going to add the 3. 18, 19, 20, 21. 21. And you're going to see that I'm going to line up my numbers. And we're going to put the 2 on the side here because we have no more numbers to multiply, so we're not going to regroup. And we want to make sure that the 21, the numbers line up this way, from the right first. And again, like we did before, 1s, 10s, hundreds, comma. And we're going to add these two numbers. Keep in mind this 0 does have a value in the sense that it's a placeholder. So we're going to start with 3 plus 0 equals 3. We're going to make sure we added these numbers up. Then we're going to do this. 4 plus 2 equals 6. 7 plus 6 equals 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're going to regroup. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. 2 plus 0 is 2. And don't forget your comma. 1s, 10s, hundreds, plus it's comma, plus it's just right there. I will tell you that most of you guys end up getting the red numbers correct and the blue numbers correct, but sometimes you either forget the placeholder 0 or just when you start adding up, things aren't lining up for you, and so you have the wrong answer. What I'm going to do next is for me to give you a problem for you to try, and then just to see how you do on it. This is just for extra practice. So let's try the number 4,865, and let's multiply it by 27. This one I'm going to pause a little bit as I speak so that you can hopefully think through what are we going to do first, and then I'm going to tell you the answer. So first off, I want to know what cheat sheet part am I looking at and why. Am I going to look at the 3, 4s, 5s, 6, 7s, 8s, or 9s, and why? So I want you to think, what number are we going to start with? What cheat sheet am I going to look at, and what number are we going to start with? I hope you underlined the right number. The number should be 7. And so we're going to look at the 7s, and the reason why is because that's where it is at the top. That's the bottom right number. We're going to multiply everything on top by the 7, starting on the 1s on the right side all the way to the left. So that being said, what are the first two numbers we're going to multiply? Underline them. We already underlined the 7, and we're going to multiply it by the 5. Good job. What is 7 times 5? Good. 7 times 5 is 35. But I want you to think, where do the numbers go? Go ahead and place them where you think they belong. I hope that you put the 3 and 35 on top of the next number we're going to multiply, which is the 6. And I hope you put the 5 down here. 7 times 5 is 35. What are we going to do next? Go ahead and underline the next two numbers that we're going to multiply. Good. I hope you did 7 times 6. And 7 times 6, tell me what it is. Good. 7 times 6 is 42, but we're not done yet. Now that we know that 7 times 6 is 42, what do we do with the 3? Good. I hope you said add the 3. So what is 7 times 6 is 42 plus 3. What is 42 plus 3? I hope you got 45. I hope you did 43, 44, 45. Now that you know that 7 times 6 is 42 plus 3 is 45, where does the 45 go? Go ahead and write in where the 45 goes. I hope that you put the 4 on top of the next number we're going to multiply, which is the 8, and the 5 down here. Okay, what is our next step? What are the next two numbers going to multiply? Go ahead and underline them. 7 times the, I hope you did 8. And what is 7 times 8? 7 times 8 is 56. Good job. And what do we have to do with the 4? Good. Add 56, because 7 times 8 is 56, plus 4. 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. And I want you to think, where does the 60 go? I hope that you said the 6 will go on top of the 4, and the 0 goes down here. Now what? I hope you're saying 7 times 4. And what is 7 times 4? 28. And what do we do with the 6 on top? We're going to add 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. And then I love how some of you goes 1, 10s, hundreds, comma. And remember the 34 goes here because 7 times 4 is 28 plus 6 is 34, and there's no other numbers to multiply by, so you could just put the 34 down there. Go ahead and cross out these numbers and we're done with the 7. Now we're moving on to the 2. Second number, second row. So now we're starting a second row here. And we're putting a placeholder 0 because that's not really the 2, it's the 20. This 0 does have a value in the sense that when we start adding these numbers together, we're going to start with 5 plus 0, 5 plus the next number, 0 plus the next number, 4 plus the next number, 3 plus the next number, and so forth. So we're going to start with 20 in the sense that we're shifting all the numbers. What are the first two numbers we're going to multiply? Go ahead and draw an arrow from the 2 to the first number. I hope you drew an arrow to the 5, because it's the first number, the first two numbers. And if you need help, we could use our cheat sheet. 2 times 5 is 10. I want you to write where the 10 goes, and this is going to be the trickiest part. Go ahead and do your best shot. Okay, what I hope you did for the 10 was you put the 1 on top of the next number we're going to multiply, which is the 6, and the 0 right below the 5. 10, 1, 0. Go ahead and draw an arrow to the next two numbers we're going to multiply. I hope you did 2 times the 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Go ahead and write where the 13 goes. I hope that you regrouped the 1 on top of the 8 and the 3 down here, making sure that all the numbers are lining up. 13. Go ahead and draw an arrow to the next two numbers we're going to multiply. I hope you did 2 and the 8. 2 times 8 is 16, plus 1 is 17. Go ahead and draw where the 17 goes. I hope you put the 1 on top of the 4, and the 7 underneath this 4. And last but not least, 2 times 4 equals 8, plus 1 equals 9. If it was a 2-digit number, we would put it over here. One lining up underneath the 3, the other one being over here, and it will add by itself. But it's not. We're going to add them together. Keep in mind this 0 does have a value in the sense that it's holding a place. 5 plus 0 is 5. Again, 5 plus 0 is 5. We have to put the comma here. 0 plus 3 is 3. Then we have our comma. 7 plus 4 is 11. 9 plus 1 plus 3 is 13. And our final answer is 131,355. I hope that this video helps with the, multi-digit multiplication and seeing where the numbers go in the standard algorithm. All right, practice it, and I'll be starting the next video soon.